get married, I'm going to get married once and not think about divorce. I'm going to marry right. By the grace of God, I will marry right. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ziwa Harrison and I'm a Lagos-based YouTuber. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. You're welcome to our channel. Please don't leave without hitting the subscribe button down below. And if you're a returning subscriber, what's up? Thank you so much for coming back to our channel. I'm glad to have you back. Always glad to have you back. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about abusive relationship and domestic violence. These topics are actually very, very sensitive. Like, with everything going on right now, I feel like this topic is needed. I feel like we should talk about it, even if it's out of my niche. I just really wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like there are so many people that are in one, and there are so many people that are in the process of getting into one. And I just wanted us to discuss it. This is not me giving any tips. This is not me giving any advice. This is not me giving any here to give my opinion and just talk about it. It's going to be more of a discussion, and I genuinely hope that you guys like this video. If you do, please don't forget to hit the like button down below and give this video a huge thumbs up, and drop a comment if you feel like you can relate with the situation or with the conversation. So I feel like abuse means treating someone with so much disrespect, whether physically or emotionally, treating someone with so much cruelty, treating someone with so much you don't necessarily have to hit someone before you're abusive to that person. You don't necessarily have to beat someone to stupor before you're abusive to that person. Your words, the way you speak to that person can be abusive. The way you pass across a message, it depends on how you're passing it across. It can be abusive as well. So abuse means a lot of things. It can either be violence, it can either be true cruelty, it can be true disrespect, a lot of things. I feel like there are so many signs that you would already see and you're like, this is an abusive relationship. There are so many things I feel like we notice and we decide to ignore because we feel like it's not a big deal, this person will change. This goes to either a man or a woman, because just the women are being abused, men are also being abused, and it's high time we come to terms with that. A lot of things we see online is women being abused. There are so many men too that are going through an abusive relationship, and because they are men, they feel like, I'm a man, I don't have to come out to speak, I'm a man, I can handle it all. But women were very soft, were very emotional, so we feel like we need to voice out. And it's actually very important for every single person to voice out. If you're in an abusive relationship and you do not want to, you do not know how to leave, you do not know how to go about it, just open up to a family member, open up to a friend, open up to someone that that has your back completely. In my opinion, I feel like the first, or rather one of the signs that we actually do ignore is jealousy and possessiveness. Like, a lot of us ignore that sign. We feel like it's not a big deal. You feel like if your man is jealous and he's possessive, it means that he actually does care about you. I do not know how we conclude that because a man is jealous, he's actually very caring. Because he's possessive, he's actually the best. No, whenever you notice that your man is jealous, like he doesn't want you hanging out with other male friends, he doesn't want you going out with anyone, he always wants to be the center of attraction. He just wants it to be him. I mean, when your phone is ringing, he's already poking into it and wondering who is calling you. When you get a text, when your phone beeps, dong, he's already like, who is that? Like, all those signs are traits. They are things that build up to become abusive. If you see that, if you notice that your man is all this, you need to have a proper conversation with him and let him know that this is not what I like. Man that wants to be with you constantly, like he doesn't want you to have a life. I know I know a lot of people feel like, yeah, he loves to be with me every time, you know, he just wants to be around me. It's because he loves me. I get the fact that your man wants to spend time with you, but when it's becoming every time, like he doesn't want you out of his sight, that's being possessive. And you need to realize that it's actually a red flag. In my opinion, it is a very, very important red flag to notice the fact that he always just wants to be in your space. When you tell him, I'm going to hang out with the girls, he doesn't want you to go. Even when he's not married to you and you tell him, I want to go and see my parents, he literally doesn't want you to go. That man is possessive. And if it's something that you can talk to him about and he changed, no problem. But if you talk to him about it and he doesn't want to change, honey, that is a red flag and you need to walk out of that relationship, in my own opinion. Disclaimer, I do not know it all. Like I always say, I don't know it all. This is just my opinion, and just because of everything happening at the moment, I just felt like I should come on here and just, you know, talk to you guys about it, and, you know, let's have a conversation about it. A man that is always accusing you of cheating, like, you are always with me, why are you now accusing me that I'm cheating? You know, when he puts blame on you unnecessarily, it gets tiring. When you see, I am actually very emotional talking about this topic, not because it has happened to me, but because it's basically all that we see online right now. These are things that are happening now that people come to talk about these days, that people are dying from. I mean, if you can see clearly that a lot of people are dying from abusive relationships, are being brutalized because they're in a relationship, then these are the red flags I think you should look out for. Why are you accusing me of cheating? I'm always with you every time, but because you're jealous and possessive, you're feeling guilty and you're worried that someone else might be treating this girl better than you're actually treating her. That's the only way you can actually think that a girl is cheating. So if you notice this red flag, you notice that your man is possessive, you notice that your man is jealous, is either you talk to him about it to change if you're not comfortable with it, or just, you know, walk out of the relationship before it gets physical. Okay, another thing I have noticed is also men that are controlling. Men that are controlling are like, they want you to be like dogs that when they say, you walk to them, you know, you quickly answer to their call. I mean, if your man is that, if your man says babe or calls your name and expects you to start jumping to him every single time, you know, there are some times that you guys are all lovey-dovey and he just wants you to be, he just wants to call your name, oh babe, come here, and then you answer him and then you guys play. Not the one that says, Ayomide, I'm calling you, come here, and he expects you to get up and start coming. Like, I don't, why are you even, you're my partner, you don't need to shout at me, you don't need to call me that way for me to come and start running towards you because you're calling my name. A man that behaves that way is a man that I feel like should be run away from him. To be honest, run away from him. This video is actually very sensitive because all these things that I'm mentioning are things that people notice, but they feel like they can change it in marriage. They feel like this thing is just happening in a relationship, it will change eventually when we get married. Nothing is going to change, it will only get worse. A man that is shouting your name and calling you to come here now, what's the assurance that when he's married to you, he has paid your bride price, he has gone to court and signed that he's legally your man, legally your husband? You now want him to change? Is that what you're expecting him to change? He's never going to change. If he did not change in relationship, he's never going to change in marriage, and he's going to get worse. Now, you call your girlfriend, you shout her name. This goes both ways as well. There are some controlling girls as well. The girls that when their man is talking to their friends on the phone and they're like, babe, I need you to cut that call now, I need to speak to you now. I'm changing my accent because, you know, I need to talk to you now, I need to speak to you now, and you expect that man to hang up. Why should he do that? Like, I've learned that these days, I've actually learned that when you talk to your man calmly, when you speak to him right, the way, you know, he wants you, speak to your man or speak to your woman the way you want them to speak to you. whatever it is you want in your relationship, give that back to your partner so that he gives that same energy back to you. You cannot say, you can't call your man, hello babe, I need to speak to you now. And when he wants to speak to you as well, he doesn't come back to say, babe, I actually need to talk to you. The way you speak to him, if he's a man that is not used to, he's not used to being pampered, like maybe in his last relationship he has suffered, he has seen life, and he now comes to a new relationship that's with you, and he's seen that things are different here. She talks to me calmly, she's respectful, she's reserved, she's willing to speak in a calm tone. He would want to be here, especially if he's coming from a terrible relationship, and he would learn that this relationship is different. I should actually also learn how to speak to my woman the right way. Yeah, so back to being controlling. You need to understand that there's a thin line rather between being controlling and being authoritative. You want your girl to come here and you're not talking to her politely. You want her to get into the car and you're not talking to her politely. You call her from her house, start coming to my house now. Why? Is she your puppy? So like, as a girl, you see all these red flags and you do not tie your shoelace and realize that, oh my God, things are going wrong. This is not what I want to enjoy. This is not what I want to keep up with. This is not what I want in a long term. This is not what I want forever. Speak to your man or walk away. These are little red flags that we might feel like are not important. We might feel like it's not a big deal. We might feel like he will change. Don't think that. Don't ever put yourself in that position of they're just little things or he will change, because somebody that cannot change now will not change in marriage. If you're seeing these red flags now, if you're watching this video and these are the red flags you've been noticing, speak to that man, make him understand that you're not comfortable with all these things he's doing, or walk away. Because a man that will shout at you would one day raise his hands at you. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, sometimes a lot of us girls, we feel like because our mom provides for us financially, we feel like he loves us. I'm generalizing it because it's currently a norm. It's something that is rampant at the moment, because he gives you everything. He says, I don't want you to work, baby. I want you to sit down at home. I'm going to provide all your needs. He's not doing this from a good side. There are some people that naturally they want their wives to be housewives because they want them to focus on their kids, right? But in his case, he's telling you he doesn't want you to work because he doesn't want other men seeing you. He doesn't want you to walk into the office and he's saying, I don't want anybody toasting you. I don't want anybody asking you out when you're working. How much are they even paying you, dear? I'm going to pay you. Honey, as sweet as I am going to pay you sounds without you doing anything, just lying down on your bed and pressing your phone, it is scary. It is scary. It is scary because one day, God forbid, he leaves you. Where do you want to start from? With no experience, with nothing. Who is going to hire you? Maybe you guys have been dating for like 5, 7, 10 years, and one day he wakes up and says he's not doing it again. Where do you want to start from where? With no experience. Who is going to hire you? Anyway, this is business. We can all decide to do business. This man wants you to sit down at home, doesn't want you to work because he's scared of other people talking to you, other people getting your attention outside. That's why he wants you to sit down at home. And guess what? He doesn't even want you to do a business because he feels like men are going to creep into your DM and chat with you, and he doesn't want anybody chatting with you. How? All these little red flags are something that we need to pay attention to. If you're in a relationship or you're about to get into a relationship, these are the things you need to know. Be sure of what you're getting yourself into. All these people that they are beating, it didn't start from beating. It started from somewhere. all these people that are dying that we're seeing at the moment, it didn't just start from mass. It started from words. It started from opening their mouths to talk to you, and maybe you're not listening, and they start hitting you. Maybe you've been listening before. You've been, whatever it is they want, you give it to them, but that day you just decided that no, I'm not going to listen again, and then they hit you. So like, these are things that we should pay attention to. Pay attention to the person you're with, whether man, whether woman. Naturally, women are not the only one being abused. Men are also being abused. So pay attention to your partner. Know things that you can tolerate and know things that you cannot tolerate. You know, sometimes there are ways that your man talks to you and you're like, it's just because of the mood he's in. That's why he's talking to me like that. He's disrespecting you, and you're giving him excuses. You're, justifying why he's disrespecting you. A man that disrespects you in a relationship would disrespect you forever. I mean, he's telling you, my guys are around, will you get inside? Hey? Your guys are around, will I get inside? How? Why are you even disrespecting me in front of your friends? Or he says, you're in front of his friends and he says, baby, get up, go and make food for my friend. As how? Like, all these things that I'm mentioning are just like popping in my head, and I'm like, these are the things that we should not even condone as women. These are the things that we should not even, it should not even be heard. It should not even be heard. There's something called physical abuse and there's something called emotional abuse. These are the ones that are emotionally abusive, because I'm going to be feeling pain in my heart. You just talking to me like that in front of your friends, disrespecting me in front of your friends. I always say one thing: if you're in a relationship, just look at how your man treats his mom. Pay attention to how a man treats their mother. The way he treats his mother, that's the way he's going to treat you. The way he treats his mom, that's exactly the way he's going to treat a woman he loves, a woman he wants to be with. So if your husband is, or if your man, your partner, your boyfriend is rude to his mother, to be honest, he's going to be rude to you. If you are thinking, I'm going to change him, you're going to change him? I don't know how you want to do that. I see a lot of girls saying, I'm the one that caused it. If I did not talk to him the way I spoke to him, he's not going to hit me. I caused it. You caused what? No matter what you do, no matter how bad what you might have done is, he is not supposed to raise his hands on you. Like, how many times is someone supposed to tell you that? There's nothing you do that requires a man raising his hands at you. There's nothing. I see a lot of girls justifying why their man beats them, and I see other girls enjoying the fact that they're in a toxic relationship because they feel like being in a toxic relationship is sweet. If their man has not beaten them, the relationship is not solid. I see a lot of people saying, there's this story I read. She was like, a guy chatted her and she was giving the guy positive response. He asked her where she lives and she said she lives in Lagos, and her man saw it, and the next thing he slapped her. And guess what? She justified his actions by saying that if I did not tell him I was in Lagos, he would not have hit me. She think he was sitting on his own before he saw it. I caused it. How are you? I feel like girls that talk like that do not even love themselves, because if you love yourself, you're not going to allow any man raise his hands at you. If you love yourself, you will not even want mosquito to bite you. Why do you think we flit our rooms? It's not because we do not want mosquitoes to bite us. So why do we even allow a man hit us if we don't want mosquito to bite us? We see a lot of girls these days. I love to take care of myself. I take care of myself because I don't want to look shabby. But you want another guy to beat you black and blue, and you still justify his actions by saying you caused it. I mean, I read that story and I was really disgusted. At that point, she had already even left the relationship. She was just saying the things that she noticed in the beginning. You see a lot of girls that are chilling with their friends, they are hanging out with their friends, and then probably they didn't tell their boyfriends that they're maybe, let's do this, maybe their boyfriend travels, yeah, and they live with their boyfriend and he travels, and they quickly step out to go and chill with their friends, and the next thing the man is texting, oh babe, this is what I want to eat, I'm already close to the house. You see them jumping, running, and their friends ask them, where are you going? Why can't you just tell him you're with us? And they're like, no, he's going to get angry, let me quickly run home and go and meet him. Before he gets home, he has to meet me at home, he must not know I went out. What is sweet about that relationship? What is so interesting about that relationship? The fact that your man is putting fear in you to be scared of him, that he's coming home. You're supposed to be scared. You're supposed to be scared that you have to leave your friends to run home to go and attend to a man that is not even your husband yet. Even if it's your husband, there's something called mutual respect and understanding. Your man is telling you, this is what I want to eat by the time I get home. As a wife, you let him know, babe, I'm hanging out with my friends, but I'll leave soon so that I can come home to attend to you. There's nothing wrong with that. And normally, if you're going to see your friends, if you're going to see your friends, you're supposed to let your partner know, right? That's if you live with him or if you guys are married. You let him know that, babe, I'm going to hang out with my friends. So he knows. So he knows that if he's to get food on his way back, or if there's something for him to microwave, he will do that. Instead of you rushing out of fear to go home because you don't want a situation whereby your man gets home and doesn't meet you at home, and you know that when he doesn't, he starts to hit you. Girls, I'm sorry to say, if that relationship is something that you feel like is going to last, it's never going to last. And even if it does, you're going to die. Because one day he's going to beat you to the extent of killing you. I know stories that they didn't even have to beat them black and blue. They just slapped them and they slumped and they died. Let's be careful. Let's think about all these things. Let's think about, let's try and pay attention to the signs. Before, I always say, by the grace of God, when I get married, I'm going to get married once and not think about divorce. I'm going to marry right. By the grace of God, I will marry right. Because I cannot imagine getting married and I cannot imagine me getting married and suffer and I have to leave the relationship, the marriage. So if you're in a relationship and pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the signs. It's not hard. This topic is actually very emotional for me because I see a lot of girls going through it. I see a lot of girls staying in a relationship because of the benefits they are getting from it. What exactly are you getting from a relationship that you cannot get on your own as a self-made woman? What exactly are you? Is it because of the designer bags? Because I go on Snapchat these days and I'm checking people's stories and I'm seeing Balenciaga, I'm seeing LV, I'm seeing the popular one, Bottega. Like, is that why you're in the relationship? Because of what you're getting? Because you're getting all these designer items, you don't want to leave because you feel like nobody is going to give you that. Guess what? There are men that will give you that, still love you, still appreciate you, still respect you, still treat you like an egg that you are, like the flower that blooms. They're those men. They're just looking for the right woman to treat that way. And if you don't make yourself the right woman, by making yourself the right woman, you love yourself first. There's no way you love yourself and you would allow a man treat you like crap. I mean, especially in this Lagos that we are, there are so many girls, and as much as there are so many guys as well, going through emotional and physical abuse, but do not want to leave because of how beneficial the relationship is to them. It breaks my heart to say that. And some people will come and say it's because you've not gone through it, that's why you're talking like this, that's why you're blabbing like this, that's why it's sweet in your mouth to say. They say no sweeter story comes from somebody who has never experienced it, or no better advice comes from somebody that has never experienced it, right? Am I right? But then I'm speaking from a place of pain, and I'm speaking from a place of what I am seeing right now. You don't stay in a relationship because of what you're getting. You stay in a relationship because you want to be happy, because you want to be with that man that you love and that loves you right, that cares about you, that cares about every single hair on your body. I was watching Big Brother a couple of months ago, and I was seeing how Shegs was treating Bella, and there was a particular time that what he said actually did affect me, and that was when, I don't know, anybody that watches Big Brother, I'm sure you can relate from what I'm about to say, when he had an altercation with, I think Rachel had an altercation with Bella and Shegs now having the altercation with Rachel. So Shegs was trying to explain things to Elo Swag and some other guys, and then Bella goes, babe, why are you even defending yourself? She was trying to ask him why he was talking to his guys, and then his response was, you're not my mom, you don't ask me questions like that, you're not my mom. Where is that coming from? I asked you a question and you're like, don't allow me change it for you, Bella, don't allow me change it for you. What did I ask you? I asked you why you were explaining yourself. Even if you're not comfortable with what I asked you, what are you supposed to tell me? Babe, the worst thing you can say is, babe, this is not the right time for that conversation. Tell her that she's not his mom. He goes ahead to tell her that he was going to change it for her in front of people. You're talking to your woman like that. How the hell do you want other people to respect your woman? You call her stupid, you call her mad, you say you're acting like a dog. That's not what he said. I'm just talking about other people. Like, how do we women even condone that? How do we take that in when a man belittles us like that and disrespects us like that? A man that does that to you would see, it's not only emotional, it's not only physical abuse that kills. Emotional abuse kills as well, because it will make you think, it will make you stress, it will make you depressed, and you can decide to kill yourself if care is not taken. So there are just so many things we need to be aware of. There are so many things we need to pay attention to. I mean, there are so many news on the internet now. The one that is recent, the one of IVD and his wife, they've been fighting for years. I don't know how she didn't leave. He has been beating her for years, and I don't know why she stayed. Like, what is happening? These things are evidence from relationship before it evolves to marriage. There are things that we see, there are things that we notice, but in our head, as women that we are, we feel like we can change somebody. Somebody that is not willing to change would never change. Change comes from your heart. I feel like a lot of people say, my wife changed me. She made me the calm person I am today. Your wife might have influenced your change, but your wife didn't change you. Try your possible best to pay attention to red flags. Try your possible best to pay attention to your environment. Try your possible best to give so much love to yourself. Know yourself. Love yourself genuinely. Give the best you can to your partner. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching my little mini rant. I hope I was able to touch some sides. All right, if you did like this video, please give me a huge thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Why have you not subscribed? Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye.